when we were thinking about a fourth presenter for this closing plenary, we wanted to find someone that could represent the future, but in terms of a future generation of people. And well, we could have gone to our Future Leaders group, very active group, by the way, some of them are here. But we decided to go beyond that and try to inquire and find someone that could represent how the younger generation are seeing tall buildings, density, etc. And well, we went for someone that had approached us. I think he was at that time 9 years old, and came to our office. I was not there. Someone who was a skyscraper. I need someone to advance the slides. Yes. Someone that at that point that was 9 years old, that today is 14-year-old, and to see how was he doing, what had happened during these years. We knew a little bit about him, and well, we proposed to him, listen, do you want us to have a conversation, and do you want to come and see and tell us what you think about the world of tall buildings from your angle? Can you help us to try to read what you are thinking, you and your generation? So he said yes. And he's been preparing this for weeks, I tell you, and he's here. Changsub has a remarkable story. He's gonna tell you about it. But I think the best way to define him and the way that completely catches me is someone that thinks that, through skyscrapers, you can make a better world. Changsub, the floor is yours. Come here.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lee from Seoul, South Korea, and I'm 14 years old right now. But before I start my presentation, I just wanted to say thanks to Mr. Javier, Mr. Safrik, and Mr. Wood for presentation, for offering me this amazing opportunity. So, hello again. My name is Lee from Seoul, South Korea, and I am 14 years old right now. First of all, I'm very honored that I had a chance to presentation here in. It's okay. Alright, so let me start from the beginning again. It's fine. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Lee from Seoul, South Korea, and I am 14 years old right now. First of all, I'm very honored that I had a chance to presentation here in CTBUH Chicago conference. So before I start, let me just introduce about my story a little bit more. I realized that I feel adrenaline when I see skyscrapers in the world, and by watching the Lotte World Towers getting higher and higher every day, I became more interested into skyscrapers. Then naturally I started to paint skyscrapers in the world, and here are some of my early drawings that I've made between 2014 to 2015. In 2016, my dad connected me to the TV program called Finding Genius, me as Skyscraper Genius. So I was able to meet Mr. James von Klemper at the top of the Lotte World Tower while it was actually under constructed. So after that happened, I actually traveled many more cities and many more countries, visited very many architecture companies, and had a really precious time with many architects all around the world. So let me introduce about my first project, the Pan Tower, which is just inspired by a pen in my house. And these are some of my drawings that I've made between 2017 to 2018. So actually these projects are really good. Also, this is the special design that I've shown to Emaar Company's people at the top of the Burj Khalifa, and actually they really liked it, so it was kind of a huge honor for me. So basically, the more I drew my designs, and the more skills and knowledge I got from it. So you can check all of my old works on my official portfolio website. After 6 years since I drew my pen tower, I learned 3D programs by myself, so I just wanted to show you that I'm not a kid anymore right now. Wow. Actually, I really want to enjoy more of your class, but since I have only 10 minutes, I have to keep going on. So, in addition, I could learn Rhino and Grasshopper because of a Korean architect who opened me master classes for me. And since I'm here and presentationing about my skyscrapers, I just wanted to say thanks to him for once again. So, what I'm going to introduce for you today is my project Cosmos. But actually, I'm only a kid, and I'm not better than any architects that you've seen in this conference. So, hope you just enjoy my project as fun. Let me introduce about its background for real quick. As most of you guys know, the amount of CO2 began to increase vertically after 1950, and currently we don't even use that much green energy and still have a lot of dependence on fossil fuel generation. Also, the air pollution is destroying both humans and nature at the same time, so unless we decrease Earth's temperature by 2030, experts predicted that the Earth will become a true hell in near future. So, my project, Cosmos, will tell us how mankind will live in the near future, and it'll open the path for our next generation. So, I'll explain its core information from now on. At the top of the tower, there's a huge space telescope called CELT, and it has 4 primary mirrors and 12 laser guide star units that can provide the images which is 100 million times lighter than human eyes and 12 times higher quality than JWST's images. Also, above the CELT, there's a rocket launcher called Spin Launch, and basically it rotates the rocket in 100 meters in diameter vacuum structure, and when the rocket spins 7.5 times per second, it shoots the rocket throughout that small hole, and by using the kinetic energy, the rocket can enter and pass the atmosphere without using any fuel at all. Also, at the upper half of the building, there's rocket manufacturing facilities and transport rails which goes directly to the top of the building, to the Spin Launch. So these 2 technologies must be a fantastic combination ever. When CELT finds target planet that we should explore about, we can launch supplies from Spin Launch, and when everything's get ready, NASA or SpaceX can send people for exploration or colonization. And this will contribute greatly to the space exploration, which is related for our next generation's new home. And since this is the massive project that will present a new path for mankind, innovative architectural technology and huge energy power are needed. Yeah, you see, that doesn't make any sense, like 2.2 kilometers, this is the linear Kia supercluster, which is the biggest supercluster that we've found so far. And I put this magnificent supercluster into my design. So if you see the cutting section of the linear Kia structure, center of each line, there's a magnet, and the outer wall is fully equipped with coils. And the outside panel consists with a movable outer panel. So basically, when the wind hit the linear Kia, center of each line, there's magnetic field, and the magnetic field between magnet and coil changes, and current flows, which is the pure electricity. And this electricity happens every single line of the linear Kia, so it'll produce much more energy than you can imagine. Also, the core of this building has same structure with human spine, so it could be bold and flexible. And it is divided into 33 bars to distribute the pressure into 33 pieces. And as I mentioned, the linear Kia consists of a movable outer panel. So when the wind hits the linear Kia, every single 500 lines moves to opposite side of the wind, following by its strength and direction. So you can see it as 500,000 ton damper outside of the building. Also, this project is floating on the sea, and nearby the tower, there's several artificial island cities, and they're all connected to each other. So it won't be tilted or rotated because of our resistance of pressure difference between air and sea. As I mentioned, there will be no hope for the Earth unless there's a huge turning point or change for the human. To survive, we have to go further, to the bigger stage, to the cosmos. And mankind must not limit themselves at the Earth. So the eyes on the tower symbolizes that we have to look up to the great universe, and it located north side and south side of the building. Its scale is about 80 meters diameter and 40 meters high. And in the eyes, there are multiple huge atrium and huge observation decks and subspace telescopes. as most of you guys know, there are a lot of efforts for space exploration, such as like Mars colonization by SpaceX or NASA's Artemis mission. And this wasn't just made because of our curiosity, and it is actually related with mankind's life. So every technology, including architecture, must be prepared for optimum future. And the doomsday scenario is not a scenario anymore, and it's the near future. So as I mentioned, the architecture must be look up to the great universe, not on the pale blue dot anymore. So yeah, actually this was the core information of my project Cosmos, and since this is the competition entry, I didn't reveal like all of my concept, but yeah, well you will see that 2023, I guess it could be win, maybe. So I actually prepared a short video of this, and hope you just enjoy it for fun. Alright, it's coming. Actually, there's 50 seconds left, and there's one more thing that I wanted to talk about you. Like currently, otherwise the architecture, I'm also into making music, the music producer. Like I create the electro house usually, and actually the music that you just heard right before was remixed by me. You know, the Hans Zimmer Dune OST. And currently, I'm also into astrophysics due to my project Cosmos. And like at the past, I was a chess player. Actually, I got a trophy at that competition. And hiker, and also I was like a ping pong player too. And the reason I said this suddenly is because actually the most of architects that I met were very boring about that. I'm only stuck into one subject, the architecture. Like I mean seriously, they're really concerned about it. So yeah, I just wanted to say all of them, like I'm doing pretty well, and you don't need to worry about it. And recently I made a friend who also loves like skyscraper like as me. We share our ideas and we talk about each other's project. His name is Eugene, 1 year older than me. And I guess it is time to end. So without their help, I wasn't able to get here. So I really appreciate to them. Thank you very much for listening to my long presentation, and you can always check my works at my official portfolio website, link over there. You can just capture it, like take a photo of it. Yeah, like, and there's you can always contact me with the email just above there. And yeah, once more, there's my official portfolio website link. But yeah, Mr. JV, I know it is time to end, but I just wanted to say one more thing, like before I end. Look, I wanted to say, well, right before I said I wanted to thanks to them. Like if there wasn't their help, I wasn't able to get here. But I wanted to fix it. Like this wasn't not even in the script. I would change. I would be here because of everyone in this place. You guys created many skyscrapers, my happiness, which is my dream. Like KPF created Lotte World Tower nearby my home, and ASCG made a biggest skyscraper in the world, and like Broadway made a Sky City, which is my favorite tower, and like Lokai, HOK, Killa, CTBUH, GoGo Architecture, or Imar, Lotus, Samsung, many of architecture companies helped me, and everyone who helped me is in here. Well, I don't know every individual like your name, but I just wanted to say that I really appreciate for making my dream and for making my happiness this skyscraper. Also, Mr. Javier introduced me as future generation, but I don't think like I'm a real future generation. I mean, maybe I'm future generation because I will live a little bit longer than you guys, but all right. Maybe we are all the future generator. We create this society where our kids live, and our kids live that society. So we are creating the world like it's the God. So I think we should more proud of ourselves about it. Like no one in this conference said about it, so I just wanted to say it with myself. So I really appreciate to all of you for making my dreams once again, and thank you for listening to my long presentation. Hope you had a good time in CTBUH conference. Thank you very much, Yola.
The last part was not in the program. May I ask Hanif, Dave, and Chris come up on stage? Thank you. If there's any question, from the audience, please. Please, how's it? Okay, what to say? After all this, my goodness, there have been great presentations. As I said, this plenary was very much about the future, about people that are thinking forward, that are dealing with the problems of being probably ahead of the game, or that they are trying to bring, new possibilities through technology. One question for the three of us: if you could change something, if you could identify something that needs to be changed in the future for make your forward thinking easier, what would you do?
Just thinking out loud, I actually would start with the academy, with education. So I think, a lot of how things are framed, the way that things are sort of